Hey everybody, Luke here with another action figure review. It's been a while. How's everyone been? I have been busy with life and other things. That's why it's been a while. But I'm back today with the Spider-Man Homecoming Peter Parker and Ned Leeds 2-pack. I did pick this up at Dorkside Toys. I actually live in the same town that Dorkside opened a store in, so I got it from the store directly, which was kind of a fun thing. But taking a look at the packaging, this is my first experience with the new Marvel Legends windowless packaging. First impressions are sort of a mixed bag. I'm one of those that I don't care about the window. It doesn't have to have that. I'm not going to freak out if I can't see all the accessories with my figure, because I know at the end of the day, Hasbro customer service, pretty good. I can call them and get things fixed. I'm not too worried about that. What I don't like about it is the fact that they didn't use the actual figures in the images here. If you look real close, you can tell it's a 3D render. So it's like that original 3D artwork that they used for it. Just taking a look at the packaging, by the way. Here's the front, here's the side. You get this picture, and this is very Uncanny Valley. Like the faces look a little off for some reason, and I think it's because it's a digital render. And I like the digital renders. They're fine whenever I'm watching a grainy YouTube video that somebody shut off their iPhone, but whenever it's staring me right in the face like this, it's like, ugh, it's a little off-putting. Don't know if I like that. So here's my idea for this. First off, here's the back. My idea is get some of these awesome toy photographers that are on Instagram and things like that, and get them to take your packaging artwork and just shout them out. Put a little hashtag like, hey, this is so-and-so's art, or whatever. Send it to them early. Get them to take some pictures. Because I'm sure that packaging, that's got to be one of the last steps in the process, right? It's got to be pretty far down the line. So you could get a sample out there, get something back, get some cool shots of the actual figure itself rather than this weird 3D render stuff. Nothing against the 3D render. Again, somebody worked really hard on that and did a great job, top and bottom. But for me, it just kind of, I don't know. It is what it is. Either way, it's going to get thrown in the trash, so or in the recycling rather. But so it is what it is. But let's go ahead and crack this thing open, and we'll take a closer look at what's inside. And as I was cracking this open, I thought it might be a good idea to show you guys what's on the inside, just because it is a little bit different than what we typically get with Marvel Legends. There's no crackly little tray that we normally get. It is basically just this cardboard frame right here with both the figures in what looks like little body bags. Like they look like they're Halloween decorations when you fill the bag up with leaves, and it looks like a body that's going off to the corner or something. Anyway, in addition to that, we get the little love letter from Hasbro telling us, thank you for buying our toy, please don't eat it. We have a smaller bag off to the side, and I'm guessing that's our accessory bag. We'll dump that out here. Oh yeah, let me move the camera there. So we got some accessories. It looks like we got, well, we'll go over those a little bit more in detail here in a bit. But we got some hands and some heads and some everything else. And then we've got our little coffin with our figures in here. And so to take this apart, it looks like you just pull like that, and it opens up their little coffin, and you can lift up on their head, and then pull down that. Oh, cool. Let's see here. A little ASMR. So that's called. Anyway, so there's Ned. That's pretty cool. And we also got Peter Parker. All right, cool. Well, I'm going to clean up some of this trash, and then we'll come back in just a second and take a closer look at what we got inside of our box. And here they are out of the packaging, complete with all their accessories and everything. And let's just kind of do a rundown of the accessories first, and then we'll talk about some good things about this, some gripes I have. Mostly it's good. Mostly it's positive. So first off, we get Ned's backpack. That is removable, obviously. It came removed in the packaging. It's got like a camo pattern on it. That looks pretty good. Straps are painted like a brown. The base is like a green. But yeah, it looks all right. The zippers are not painted. They're painted the same color as whatever the camo is splashed over the top of them, which is fine. Nothing too crazy there. On that, we also get the unmasked Ned head, and that I think looks pretty good. I like that. Captures that Ned likeness pretty well. It's a good Ned expression, so that's pretty cool. We also get an unmasked Tom Holland head. This one I'm not as crazy about. I feel like this head kind of makes him look like a crazy old man. That's, I think it's the crow's feet. There's like tiny crow's feet in the side of the face there. I don't know if you can see that or not, if it's showing up on camera. That mixed with like the half open mouth where you just see the top teeth. It's like he's saying like, "Yeah, Sonny, back in my day." It's kind of weird. Also, we get some fist hands. This is nothing new. We've seen these 1,000 times. So just some fists for Tom there. And then we also get this notebook, which I think is new. And it's just a tiny molded piece. There's no articulation. There's no paint or anything. It's just a blank notebook, which I guess is probably something that you might carry around in a high school. So that's cool. Oh, and we also get Tom's backpack is removable as well. Or Peter's, I should say. I keep wanting to call him Tom, but it's Peter. So Peter's backpack is removable, and that is painted fairly nice. We got some brown on the straps there. The zippers on this one are actually painted, so they're a little bit distinct there. This could probably use a wash. It'd probably make it look a little bit better. I've never seen a backpack that clean, especially on the bottom. Like throw some dirt on the bottom, because you know you're always setting that thing down in between class or whatever. But anyway, so that's the accessories. Let's talk about the figures themselves. And I'm actually going to pop the Spider-Man head off of Ned and put the Ned head on. The Spider-Man head is, it's pretty cool. It's just kind of like, it's got like the mask and it's pulled down just a little bit. With that, let me just run through the articulation real quick just so you can see that before I swap it out. But with that, it looks up about that much, down about that much, and you get full rotation. But it limits it just a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and pop the Ned head on so that we can do a proper articulation run and check out paints and everything else. So let's start with Peter and just take a look at him. And I think that Peter is actually really, really nice. I really, really like the Tom Holland head sculpt there. I think that it looks pretty fantastic. I saw a meme one time that said that Tom Holland constantly looks like he's trying to hold a frog in his mouth. And they really captured that here. It's got a very Tom Holland face to it, so that's awesome. The thing that I do appreciate on this is there's not a lot of paint, but where there is paint, it's utilized really, really well. For instance, there's just like a little bit of the shirt here that's just kind of coming out of the bottom of his. He's got like a flannel shirt underneath a green sweater, and there's just a little bit of flannel poking through, and that is painted really nicely. And then around his collar, same thing. He's got that flannel shirt on. And you can see it's got that flannel patterning. It looks really good where it's at. There's not a lot of it. Again, the pants are pretty plain. You know, shirts pretty plain. Shoes are pretty plain. They have a little bit of white on the bottom around that edge, but you know, most of it's pretty plain. But where it is paint, it's nice. Same thing with Ned. So Ned's got he's got you know, pretty good photo reel on the face and all that. Like I said, I think that's a really good Ned expression. I think they really nailed the face sculpts, if nothing else, which makes me really excited about the selfie series coming out. I'm definitely going to jump on that and see what that looks like. But yeah, this Ned and this Peter, they look really good. So I think Peter is all new sculpt as well, and I believe Ned's the same way, except for maybe, you know, the hands or something like that. But I think even Ned is new hands, because I don't think I've seen these hands before. They seem like a little bit meatier, a little bit shorter in the fingers. And I think that's, you know, I think that's new. I'm not 100%, but I don't think I've seen it before. So he's got his little shirt on, and he's got his undershirt. The undershirt is painted. The over jacket is not, except for maybe on the sleeves. The sleeves look like they're slightly a different color. I don't know if that's coming through on camera or not. But yeah, the sleeves are just a little bit lighter, it looks like. And if you actually lift up on the arm and you look in the armpit region, you can see, well, maybe you won't be able to see, you can see some flesh tone poking through. So I think that the base body underneath this is flesh colored, which is interesting because it makes this whole, the entire like shirt and everything, it's not sculpted, it's overlay. So you can see the shirt moving there with the jacket and everything. The shirt and jacket are all one piece. I thought this jacket was going to be an overlay and the shirt might be painted underneath. But no, it's all like a softer piece that goes over the top right there. And like I said, I tried to look up in there. I couldn't really tell. But we definitely have some flesh tone around here. It feels like there's a piece in there, but I feel like if you got it apart, it'd probably look a little bit goofy because it's probably not supposed to be taken apart that way. Or at least they probably didn't intend for you to. As a customizer, you can do whatever you want, though. So the world is your, you know, there is no limits in the world. However, I don't know how I want to say that. I'll probably edit that out. But anyway, taking a look at the pants there, we do have a nice, looks like a photo printing kind of pattern on the pants. It's like a lighter, a lightness to them on, some parts, and other parts are not. It's almost like it's got like a acid wash or something. But they only did it on the front. It's only on the front. On the back, it doesn't have any paint or anything, except for on the cuff right here where it meets the shoe. And speaking of the shoe, I really, really like these shoes. You can tell that these are like some sneakers. This is a brand new design because I know we've never seen this before. These shoes may be reused from maybe Shang-Chi or something, but these shoes right here for Ned, definitely brand new. And he's got the sneakers, man. So all you sneakerheads out there, I'm definitely gonna pick this one up for some custom fodder if you want. But anyway, what should we talk about next? How about articulation? You want to talk about that? Let's talk about that. So, Tom, Peter, whatever you want to call him, he can look up about that far. His neck is on a double ball peg, so I did look at that. You can move it at the bottom, and it moves at the top as well. So that gives you all kinds of posing options. You get pretty good up, pretty good down, and just pretty much anywhere in between. So this is very, style posed. It's very pose friendly, so that's awesome. The ab crunch, a little limited, goes forward about that much, back about that much. This shirt piece at the bottom, it is a separate piece, so you can wiggle it, but there's no rotation there. It's just a rotation comes up at the torso there. Arms come out to about 90, and then you do get a bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow that comes in all the way. He can scratch his back of his neck if he wants to. You do get hips that go out pretty far for a Spider-Man. That's awesome. They kick forward, about 90, pretty good amount, like that. Swivel there, double jointed knee comes in all the way, and in the ankles we have a rotation at the bottom, and then you get down. Well, if you get over the pants, you get down really, really good, so you can get him pointing his toes, and then you get up quite a bit as well, so that's nice. But then you get that awesome rotation right there, so you can pose this thing all around and get some crazy, crazy angles on it. So that's awesome for Peter. Now for Ned, we're a little bit more limited. I did take the Spider-Man mask off, so you can get a little bit more in the neck there. So you can get up a little bit, you can get down a little bit. Ned, he only got a single ball peg, so womp womp. No double peg on that one. Well, no, he just got a single. You do get rotation out of that as well. At the arms, the shoulders go out to right at about 90, maybe a little bit higher. You get a full rotation. You don't get a bicep, but you do get a single right there at the elbow, and with that you get a rotation there as well. Hands are hinged to go up and down, and you also get this watch right here, which is removable, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. Also, I don't think I mentioned Peter's hands. They are hinged to go in and out, and same thing with the fists. They're hinged the same way, so something to note. Ned's also got a waist twist right here. There's no real ab crunch, maybe just like the slightest amount forward and back. I don't know if you can see that right there. I think that's mostly in the legs that I'm doing that. I don't think that's actually the upper torso. I think this just rotates, and I think a lot of that's just traffic cone by that big overlay piece right there. Legs kick out to the side about that much. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. They kick forward just a little bit. They actually kick back just a small bit too, so that's fun. Upper thigh swivel. We got double jointed knees that come in all the way, and then those ankles are that same beautiful setup where they have the rotation at the bottom, and then you can hinge down. If you get over the pants, you can hinge really far down, and then you can hinge up. I don't think you can get over the pants much on that, but you can hinge up a fair amount too. Maybe not so much. Well, if you straighten the leg out, it looks a lot more impressive, but then you put it up next to the other one, and it's really not that impressive. But either way, you get that much. And let's do a quick size comparison here. Here he is next to the Civil War, let's see, Spider-Man, the other Homecoming where he had the homemade suit. This is an SH Figure Arts knockoff, I think. I got that from eBay, and it was way too cheap, so I'm pretty sure it's a knockoff. It's a little bit small. And then we also have the one from, I think this is Infinity War. I'm not 100% sure, though. I know they've repainted that a couple times. And here he is next to Retro Spider-Man, Pizza Spider-Man, the second issue of Pizza with the sausage pizza. The best Spider-Man figure ever made, which is the Sentinel Peter B. Parker, and then also the young Spider-Man from Marvel Legends. I can't remember what series that was in. I think it was Space Venom Build-A-Figure, maybe? But it's that like younger Peter Parker body. Here he is next to Tobey Spider-Man from the first Sam Raimi movie. And then we have the McFarlane Spider-Man, which some people consider the best Spider-Man figure ever made. It is a pretty good one. And then we have the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man from the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, I believe. And for a couple villains, here they are next to the Rhino and the Lizard. Rhino is the Build-A-Figure, and Lizard is from that first Andrew Garfield movie. For another comparison, here he is next to Iron Man and Happy Hogan, and I think that looks pretty good. And last but not least, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Vulture, and this is the reissue from No Way Home, the one that was the Target exclusive, and yeah, I can see how that would be a little intimidating until he does that. And just in case anyone was wondering, you can actually swap the new Peter head onto the original Homecoming homemade suit body, and it does fit, and that's pretty awesome. So that's it. Yeah, final thoughts. This is an awesome set. I definitely recommend getting it. The Peter is awesome. The Ned is awesome. The accessories are, they're fine. I like the alternate head for Ned. I think that's awesome. The Spider-Man hat. Or Spider-Man hat, Spider-Man mask. You know what I'm saying. The book, like I said, it's a little weak. The other alternate Tom head is a little weak. Fist hands. I would, always more accessories are good. Always more paint is good. If that's my only gripes, though, is that there's, they could have had more paint. They could have had more accessories. Overall, it's a pretty fun set. I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have Ned in the MCU display. I think that's awesome. I'm happy to have just a regular street clothes, couple of dudes. That's going to be really good for like toy photography and some other things. So, just as background characters, have them walking around, swap the heads maybe if there was something different on there. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't have to be Spider-Man and Ned. That could be, Guy 1 and Guy 2 just kind of hanging out and, being in the background of another shot. So that's kind of cool. Definitely some good, fodder potential and things like that. But yeah, I highly recommend. So check it out. If you like this, please leave a comment, hit like, hit subscribe if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too. You're not going to hurt my feelings. But either way, thank you for watching. Have a great rest of the day. And until we meet again, happy collecting. Bye.